Okay, basically, well, we were together for 5 years, and he decided to, you know, right. It was good. It was all good at the beginning. We're gonna call him John. So John was all good at the beginning. They were rocking. I met him when I was 18, so I thought thought I found something. Right. I was like scared to tell my mom because I knew she was gonna be like, to the no, because he was already a little bit older than me. But you know me, I was like, shoot your shot. Right. But I don't know, it was all right. I would have butterflies in the beginning, like, ooh. So he made me weak to my knees. SWV, come on. But I don't know. It's the tattoos for me. Like, girls weak to the tattoos. That I'm just one of them. But the funny thing is, I actually met him walking. I was leaving my friend's house. Well, I was with my friend. We stayed the night at her friend. She knew her a lot better than I did. But she had bed bugs. The ghetto. So I'm like, girl, we cannot stay here. She's like, where we gonna go? I said, child, I don't know, but anywhere but here, honey. So we had to. So we literally got our little bags, packed up all our stuff. We told her we were leaving. She was like, all right. She was still like half asleep. But we were like, okay, where we gonna go? We started walking with our backpacks on. It's late, about 12. We see them. She's like, let's just take a ride from them. First of all, did your mom not teach you stranger danger? Okay. We're getting in the car. But apparently I was like, okay, we'll figure it out when we get in the car. She sits in the front with his friend. I sit in the back seat with him. He was able to take down my number. He was making me laugh, jokes, giggle. So we exchanged numbers. We don't talk until basically like a month after I hit him up and like, hey, he kind of remembered who I was, but of course he didn't. But we started talking from there. We finally met, and I was just head over heels. I just thought he was the best thing I have ever met in my life. And when you're young and just young, you don't want to listen to your parents. You think they don't know nothing. That was my mistake. Thinking my mom don't know a darn thing. But we, end up talking. We went out on a few dates and stuff like that. Tell me why the car he was picking me up in was another girl's. Y'all probably thinking, how didn't you know? She ain't leave no bike pants in her car. She ain't had no hair ties. She ain't had no seat covers. No, dude's slick. So the whole time he picked me up, I'm like, okay, got a whip. Taking me back and forth to work. So, but I'm like, okay, his friend that was originally in the front seat talking to my friend, he liked it me. Right. He liked it me, and to get back at him, he told me that basically he was messing with somebody else. When I tell y'all, I was so heartbroken. Like, I couldn't believe I'm like, look, I didn't think cheat was real. Shoot, because that ain't ever happened to me. Right. Young me. So I'm like, I didn't think it was not real, but it just wasn't something I do. Like, just leave me, tell me what it is, tell me what it ain't, okay? But some people don't get down like that. They want their cake and eat it too. 22 BB, okay? So I'm like all hurt. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe you do me like this. So I'm like, why he crying? Please take me back. Where my girls at? From the friends, so I'm like, okay, I ain't gonna say everybody gives out second chances. And like before, I was young, wild, and ready to, nuck if you bug. Don't get touched. For real. But now I'm like, I'm a mother. I can't be doing all that. No, I'm just more calm. But, if you want them problems, okay. We're going to use the law. I'm trying to tell you. No, I'm just playing. But folks don't be out here fighting first. So you can't be out here like, yeah, I'm finna be her one-on-one. Now she got 10 cousins getting out the car. Excuse me. Y'all ain't fit the 8-town stump me. Not, like, for real. So he tells me that he's over here trying to come for me. You need a real man that's going to do you right. You ain't a real man either. Trying to come in for the kill. Like, oh, I hope they stuff mess up. Then he lied and said that he slept with me. Baby, ain't nothing wrong with you, but it's a no for me. But it was just one long night of back and forth because we were on the phone going back and forth. He wasn't there. He was trying to figure out a way to get there, but he lived on the west side. But I was like, I don't know. I was so young, heartbroken, and emotions all doing they was breakdancing at the time. So I'm like, I don't know, should I give another chance? Everybody gives second chances, but when you're younger, you just do a whole bunch of, Lord, what is going on kind of stuff. But I've calmed down a lot. Everything doesn't deserve a reaction. So it's like, you ain't finna get me with acting foolish in here. Either because the laws is around or you got some kind of backup. Folks start cutting up when they got homegirl and her 3 cousins. So it's like, you gotta act like I'm too cute for this. Who? Where? Not this Gucci. Not that Chanel. Not that Bugatti. Like, and girls automatically do it. You'll be like, look at her. And I'm like, I talk with my facial expression, so I have to watch myself. Sometimes you like, I come to work already like, and they be like, hey. So I was heartbroken, but we ended up talking it out. And of course I gave him a second chance, but I was just like, it was different after that. Like they said, how long are your relationship till somebody start cheating? Hell, I don't know. Mine was at the beginning. But it's like, really? You gonna do me like that? Like, really? I love you. I care about you. I can't tell. I can't stand the rain. I mean, I'm just saying. But I don't know. We were doing really good. Everything kind of went back to normal. I met his family. But families be lying too. He ain't never did nobody like how he do you. Oh, well, he getting ready to do me wrong then. Apparently that's what the hell that means. Because if the next person said that, I'm going to slap somebody. So I met his family, everything. My mom already from the jump was like, no. She could see through it. I'm like, she don't know what she talk about. Real love. Okay. Mary J. Blige in it when I should have been singing, I might as well have cheated on you. So we were singing 2 different tunes. I don't know what station his radio was on. But I was getting ready to be real hurt real soon. But like I said, our bad outweighed the good, so it wasn't a lot of, it was all right, but it wasn't a lot of, like, when 2 people don't want to call it quits, nobody wants to call it quits first, but y'all basically forcing it. It's done. Because once you start hiding that phone, baby, it's done. You already halfway there. So he would go to the store late at night and be like, I'm just going to get some Gatorade. Who are you fooling? Like, what's at the Easy Mart that you need at this time of night? A Gatorade? You thirsty? You finna be missing an eyeball. Okay, you know what? So I'm just like, one reason why I say listen to your parents and listen to listen to what they say, because they're not steering you wrong. Now that I'm older, I know that, but they aren't telling you these things for no reason. It's not to hurt your feelings, to tell you the person that you have, the person that you go the hardest for is not the person you're gonna end up with. So y'all out there get crazy now. 3-4 months later, who is that? Where'd he go? I'm trying to tell you. So it's like, yeah, no, it's enough for me. But I should have listened more, but I was just hard-headed. And you know, you're young, doing what you want to do. It's like, hey, if you can't do it in this house, you'll go figure out somewhere else where you can. So we were together, like I said, for 5 years, but everything is always good in the beginning. That's how someone gets you. That's how they have to show you the good in them, because if they showed you exactly who they was, you would not want to be with them. You'll be 2 fingers. So it was like really, really tough, because he just kept doing the same thing. And yes, I gave a lot of chances, but with me being at work, and I worked, I couldn't catch him doing anything because I wasn't physically seeing it. So it was just like, bro, I was so drained. Like, it takes a lot for someone to do something that'll just break the camel's back, because a lot of people do come back. They really, really do. A lot of people say that they do. They really, really do. So, you know, he was really, really good at the beginning. We're cool, kicking it. You know, his friend busted him out. He's still being a dude friend. He just became more controlling. You know, I never really had a phone as much in that relationship, because they always end up broke. Not really being able to dress how you want, and me wearing hair and stuff like that was just like, you are made to feel as if your self-esteem was low when you know you're worth something, because somebody else saw the potential in you doesn't mean that, you know, you're not. So he just downed me a lot. Like, my self-esteem and confidence is up now because I'm done with the situation. But before, I wouldn't look in the mirror. I looked more sloppy and like feeling like nothing, because that's how I felt. And I could never express it, because anytime I did, it was just like shut down. And, you know, it wears on you. It wears on how you look. It wears on how you feel. I always tell myself now, if you look good, you feel good. Everybody feels good after they get their hair done, nails done. I got my nails done now. I just got like white short, and also my toes done. But I've never really had that. Like, it was just kind of like, you know, I'm not even going to try it. So when the domestic violence kicked in, it was kind of like, I became accustomed to it, when that's not normal. You're not supposed to feel that way. Darn sure nobody's supposed to be doing that. But, you know, people, that does happen. And then they tell you, you know, like, it'll take you 7 times to walk away from this one person before you end up hurt. So, you know, I was hard-headed, but I met him when I was young. I had a baby by him. And then, you know, I just felt like stuck. I felt like nothing gonna get no more. Nothing would get better than what I have right now. Which was like, you ain't got nothing. What you got? Because I'm the one working and paying the bills, and you're still unemployed till this day. That's neither here or there. But yeah, like, I was so butterflies, weak in the knees at the beginning, just to turn around and be like, I wish I never got in that car. Like, you fooled me. You really did. But, you know, I couldn't talk to my family. He had separated me from them. I hid my pregnancy. I couldn't really, something that's so joyous became a secret. So speed it up. I give birth to my daughter. His mom comes. She posts the picture of the baby on Facebook. That starts a whole fight. when you give birth to your baby, that's your child's birthday. It's supposed to be a joyous moment. These people turn that moment up. Like, way to snatch the joy out the room. Like, his baby mama tried to come up there and fight me. Was like, she arguing, and it's just like, hold on, I just gave birth. What more can I do for y'all to be? Oh my God, it was so much. It was like, really, like, really, this what y'all doing? Like, oh my God. But like, I want to be with you and you only. I'm saying, at this point, I'm like, who got strength to fight after give birth? Like who? I don't know, Lord. My superpowers went right out once I pushed her out. Okay. Shoot, I was tired, but you know, I didn't still didn't get it. Still it wasn't registering like it should have. Cause I'm like, yeah, he's gonna get on his feet. He's gonna get a job. He's gonna be worth, you know, this is just a rough patch. Everybody goes through a rough patch. Bruh, if your rough patch lasts 5 years, you still can't be employed and keep a job and the roof over your head, good God darn, like, for real. And if your only income is through women, basically you meet women, swindle them, and then move in with them. And nowadays, all you gotta do is have baby by them. You got 9 months to figure out if you want to be with her or not, which pretty sure you gonna bounce. She gonna get a new boyfriend. You gonna get a new girl. The girl gonna be pregnant and think you the best thing in the world. Some of these baby mamas ain't saying that for no reason. I'm someone's baby mother, but I'm someone's child's mother. But I don't bring the beef, bring the drama, bring the heat, bring the pork chop. Like, I don't, who? I don't know him. Like, so, who? Like, oh, I don't even really have a lot of social media like that too, just because I feel as privacy is the best thing, you know. I have had a lot of moments stolen from me because people post everything they do. I don't need to do that. I don't, you know, share your success in private. And you know where you what you doing, what you got going on. So I just wish I had someone to pep talk me like I'm talking to myself. Like, you got this, you're worth it, you're beautiful, I didn't have it. Because I chose to listen to someone who, you know, said that they love me, that they care about me, that, you know, this was gonna be all right and okay. And I believed it. You know, which there's nothing wrong with that, but when you're new to abusive situations, or you really don't still understand who that person really is, you tend to give second chances, third chances, which is fine. But it was hard. It was a roller coaster for me to be so young. I was only 18. He was already 23. So it was like, you know, I'm thinking he already been through this stuff because he's a lot older than me. And it's like, no, age don't have nothing to do with nothing. Cause it's like, I came in the picture, I did 2 times the job, half the age, and you still can't get it right. Like, people be so eager to god darn cheat. It's like, so cause she offered you a little bit, you gon' okay, dummy. But I don't know. I went through a couple of counseling, you know, classes and things like that, cause it was tough for me, like really, really tough. And I never told my family I was being hit. I was ashamed. I was not scared. I was more scared too, but I stayed in the house. I just worked and went home. And it weighs on you. Like, I didn't feel like it was worth living anymore. Nothing was. My child, yes, but I had postpartum. So it was just like, I gave birth and was kind of looking like, you know, I don't know how to feel. Why do I feel this way? You know, that's real. That is real, because it kicked my behind. And it was like, why you're not lazy. You feel you're depressed. You're not just tired. You don't want to do anything. I didn't even want to see the sun. Nothing could get me to I wanted to break free from the relationship. I didn't know how. Like, I didn't know the first step of, leaving. So, it was a lot. It was a lot, but it takes a toll on you. Excuse me if I get emotional. It wears on you, Somebody tell you they love you and they care about you, and those are the same people who hurt you. That's why I could see some people not really fooling with their family members or, fooling with anyone. I didn't want to fool with anyone. I basically was just me, him, and the baby, but I was so unhappy. And it was hard because it was like, who can you tell? You don't want to go to your job and tell people that you're being hit on and stuff like that. I would cry in my lap every morning, and then I would snap back and I would put a smile on. So it ate me up to be that young, and I'm like, why me? I tried to take my life 3 times in one day because I felt like wanting nothing worth. If you can hurt and harm me, and in the same breath, say I love you, you don't love me. You never did. So it was tough, and to this day still think that way. It's like people, nobody go harder for somebody than a new girlfriend. Like, I'm happy because you getting ready to suffer. Like, you think you found the best thing in the world. You are getting ready to suffer because you don't know that man. But my personal experience, with John, we didn't have a car. We walked a lot of places, and I was pregnant. And he would complain about how slow I walked, and it's not gonna make it any faster if you sit and complain, and it was like, I'm working 2 jobs. I'm 6 months pregnant. I'm on my feet all day long, and my water broke at work, and I kept working. Put a towel between my legs. I called my friend. My friend took me to the hospital. That's crazy. To sit and think, God, somebody, I was crying out for help, and I didn't have nobody to say it's going to be okay, and that, you are loved by someone. Because I wish I would have listened to my mom. I would have done things different, very, very different, if I would have, said something. But it may be somebody out there who feels the same way. The only people I feel like that cared about me, that really cared about me, was this place called Hope Pregnancies, which is where I went I took pregnancy tests at home, and of course it said positive. But I went there, to make sure, and they did an ultrasound and everything, and I learned about, being pregnant, your body and stuff like that. But one thing they do is you could call, while they're open, and you can ask them to pray for you, and they will help you find shelter and different programs, and they help you out. When you first go there, you'll get a baby bag that is your baby's first outfit. I still have my daughter's first outfit with the little pacifier. I never put it on her, but I kept my bag, because that bag was like, somebody loved me enough to tell me that you can do it. You really can. And when I thought about giving up, and I didn't think I could do it, I went to the abortion clinic, and they told me I was too far along now. I didn't have a choice. But it's like, I didn't think I was like, man, what can I do? But a part of me was like, you can do it, but I didn't have the support system that, you know, any person would want. I just, it was tough, but I called, and I wouldn't never say my name. I would just ask them to pray for me. You know, I wanted out so bad. I did, but I didn't know how, so that's why I sat so long. But for you to, you know, beat me up like my body didn't matter in the street, and break, you know, I couldn't stand for 2 weeks. I couldn't shower or bend, but it was real. And I still gave another chance. But I was broken. I was tired. I wanted to give up. And I didn't feel as if nobody loved me enough to care. Nobody loved me but my baby. I never knew what real love was until I pushed her out. And it was like, even then, y'all causing hell on a moment that was amazing. That was so amazing. I was so scared. I was so scared. But your mindset changes when you have them. And I went straight, in a sense, into mama mode, kinda. But the postpartum pushed it back in a sense. So I was like kind of training myself to be a mommy and be, you know, just try to do the best I could. I didn't care if I had to walk. I didn't care if I had to work 2 jobs. I didn't care. But, you know, there needs to be more people just for someone to listen, you know, because I wish I would have been able to talk to somebody and somebody just hold my hand through something like that, because I don't necessarily think it was the bond, but I didn't know how to leave. I didn't know what to I don't know. I just built everything around him. I didn't know how to move on. My self-esteem was so low, as if nobody wanted me anyway but him. So, you know, I went through it. And my friend, she was, you know, there. She helped me out with a lot of it. But when you are pregnant and your friend's not, they kind of move on in a sense, because it's like y'all, you know, on 2 different paths now. But it at Help Pregnancy, I can't remember the lady's name, but they give you a packet, and it shows you where you can go get like shelter, food, places where mom and baby can stay, food pantries, free haircuts. I mean, it was all kind of stuff. And I picked up this packet, and I didn't even have a car to get to anywhere. So I pushed my baby in a stroller to the movies every day, to the dollar movie. When she was sick, I still pushed her to the Walgreens. Nothing was going to stop me from doing for her. So I was gonna make a way regardless. But they are amazing people. They really are. Because some people don't have a family. Some people don't know what to do. But it's like, it may be someone else who dealt with the exact same thing, and they're still stuck there. And if I had something to tell them, I would tell them, you know, somebody loved you enough to bring you here, that there is a different way, and there is a way out, and there's someone out there that can help you. you're going to be scared because they'll try to come after you and threaten you and tell you they're going to change. They're not going to change ever. But it just actually, one of the places on the program is called Britain Crossings. They had a business course there that I took, and I pushed my daughter in a stroller there. They're really good too. It's like a community center. I took a business course there, and I was only, I brought my daughter. I was on foot. I was hot. I was tired. She was crying. They still let me attend the class. They gave us free food. They try to help as much as they could, and they're really good people too. But it was like, I always felt like if there's a will, there's a way, because I could have said, no, I'm not going. I don't want to walk. I don't want to do this. I'm like, why not? I can do it. I can take care of her. I pack everything in a diaper bag that she needs, and hey, we're on our way. So, but they saw me come every day with my baby and was willing to help someone like me that I didn't know anything. Oh, excuse me. I didn't know too much of nothing, but I know I wasn't going to quit. And I never, was religious, but I knew he was real. Because when some people say, oh, I came from nothing, I came from nothing and almost had it taken away from you. Also, with my life, nobody wants that. And I wanted to show my daughters, if I stayed in this situation, what am I showing y'all? That this is okay. It's not okay. It's never gonna be okay. Once a hitter, always a hitter. And this is off topic, but last week I was sitting in my car on break on my little 15, bumping my little music in my little Toyota, and a lady comes up with a black eye and holding her daughter in her son's hand, and she said, can you please give me a ride? Please. My baby daddy said he was going to kill me. And I'm like, I was shook, because I'm thinking, oh no, I don't want to get involved in that, but so many people turned a blind eye to it. So I gave her a ride to her house. Well, I was giving her a ride, she said, to the 7-Eleven, but then she asked me, could I just take her to her house so that they could get some stuff, and that she would call her mom and they would figure out a way. But to see them like that, hiding on the side of a building because of how much fear and control someone has over you, it's real. And that touched me so much, because it was like, that was me. That was me. And I didn't know how to walk away, because somebody told you that they loved you and that they care about you. That's crazy. The same person that say they love you and they care about you is harming you. It's like, that's not love, and that's not supposed to be like that or feel like that. But when I saw her, I saw me. The difference is, it took me 5 years to be independent and to leave, because I didn't think I could. And when you move, you gotta move like you in a Secret Service. I was scared to drive. I was scared to go up the street. I never really went to the store to get clothes, because I'm thinking, if he spots me, then he's gonna find me. And
I couldn't live like that no more. We can't do anything because it's like we're hiding. They can't go out and enjoy themselves because we don't want this person to see us or another family member to see us. So for him and for her and them kids to be out there like that, it was like, it was so real that's real. And it's like, it's not just me. I watch too much TV and too many Lifetime movies and seeing the exact same thing, and that was me. And all I kept saying is, I don't want to be a Lifetime movie. I don't want to be a Lifetime movie. It was a lady, I read her story in another state. She called 17 times and said that he was stalking her and he was outside and he was doing this and that. When her kids found her, she was in a tub. And I kept saying, I don't want that. I don't want that. So I was just thinking, it was so real. And to see them babies like that, I couldn't turn away. Even if he would have followed them or attacked them, I still would have left. I would have risked my own life. Because the babies didn't do nothing. So, because I didn't say nothing and I waited so long, someone else may want to say something but don't know how. I didn't know how. And I kept faking the funk. I couldn't function at work anymore. I was tired of crying in my lap in the bathroom, wiping my tears and coming back out. It was tearing me up to be dealing with that and constantly mistreated. It was tearing me up. But like I said, we had good times too. It wasn't just all bad, but once you get hit once, it's on from there. And it's just like, man, you're just more scared and you just don't know. You don't know those type of outcomes. People do lose their lives. And I don't want to be one of the people. But I started telling people, just in case I did, like, I need to open up my mouth and say something, because I'm not going to show up at work one day. Nobody ain't going to know. Or nobody going to believe me. And that was in a sense, my biggest thing. When you don't call the police and you don't really have a whole bunch of proof, it's just a lot of he said, she said. But man, it took a toll on me. It still moves me now, because recently the lady was hot on the side of the building like 2-3 weeks ago, and I was just like, like I said, dropped her off and everything at their house so that her mom could come get her. But the impact it had on me when they got out the car, it hit me hard, because I was like, I don't know, it was like seeing myself all over again. And man, and some people that I did tell, a lot of people, nothing, they ain't got nothing to say, because they're like, man, I don't know what to do in that situation. Hell, me either. That's why I'm telling you. But I've grown for it, and a lot of it has made me realize the signs of it. Someone started doing something, I'm quick to, I'm not really fooling with, I don't know what's going on, but I ain't trying to stay and figure it out either. So, it was just a lot of, I don't want to say young and dumb, but because you're new to that person and you don't really know that person, you don't know how they operate and stuff like that. So it was just a lot, all kind of stuff that I was just like, now I know. But before, man, listen to someone. They're not saying that for no reason. And even I worked security. I would see we would get a lot of runaways. A lot of, I ain't going back with my mom because she this, and I met a foster child who ran away that came to the security office and was like, I don't want to live with them no more because she mistreats me. And the woman was like, well, you're going back and we don't want you anyway. And it was just like, oh, oh my God. Like, a lot of runaways, and a lot of she left with a boyfriend, and most times he was an older guy with these young girls. And it's just like, that job took a toll on me, because it was like, who's gonna care enough to come search for these people? I'll look at the missing poster board and scale it like 3 or 4 times to remember those faces. You don't know who these folks, boy. So it was just a lot, like that, and then being pregnant on top of that. I mean, it was just like really, like so it was just it was a learning experience. And now I'm not so willing to, all I have is a Snapchat, but I don't really get on social media. I don't really have nothing to, nothing to post, nothing to say. And I'm just like, that's just not me. It's just not my thing. People in your business, not people in your business, but necessarily posting all your life and where you live. People can find out where you stay, all kind of crazy stuff. So I was just more like, no, not for me. But that was just my story and my take on it, because man, some of the people I've came across, some amazing people, and a lot of them I met from just random. I walked everywhere, so it's like a lot of people know me from working 2 or 3 jobs. Like, man, you always got a job. You always got a job. I don't really have a choice, So I mean, you be like, it is what it is at that point. But yeah, I feel like now I'm more of a homebody. I'm not scared to go out or do anything, but I just really don't. I just be, in my house. I love designing and stuff like that, but this is all off topic. But he, he wasn't what I thought he was, and I learned that the hard way, being hard-headed and stuff like that. So somebody show you who they are once, so they hit you once and do something like that. That's who they is. That's who they are. And then you go stay around to figure out, or you go, leave at the first sign of this don't look right. So, which I, like I said, I should have, but man, I wouldn't be here today to tell, my story, because like I said, somebody else could be watching this video and then possibly, feeling the same thing. Like, man, and they're scared. I don't know how to leave. I don't know what to say. I don't know. I pretty much don't know what to do. I didn't either. But it's a lot of programs out here, for whatever state you live in. Go and try to figure out, there's somebody out there that knows your story and that has been in your shoes. And sometimes some of the people aren't here. But, just tell somebody. It don't hurt nobody. And if you really want to leave and you're serious, there is somebody out there to help you. Because, like I said, it still chokes me up from time to time. Because there's a lot of times that I'm crying. I gotta cry, and then I can get myself together. But I still cry in the morning. I still get up and cry on my lap and take deep breaths and get myself together. Because I'm so thankful I came such a long way, man. Like I'm getting teary-eyed now. I came a long way from not knowing where or when, like I said, I just got a car last year. I never knew how to drive. So that's one thing he had over me, you know, control where I go. And we only went places like if he took me and stuff like that, but we didn't stay long. I didn't never have the courage to learn because he always did it and like always took me. And you know, it's just one of those controlling aspect things. But man, it's such an eye opener. And now if I see, you know, I even hear somebody arguing, I'm just kind of looking like, you know, blink twice if you need help. Shoot, let me know, like, cause that for real. But no, it was mind blowing. But it is people out there that will support you, that will help you, that will, you know, stand by you when you're ready. Cause it's a lot of times that I left and came back, I wasn't ready. You know, I was too scared. Like I said, scared to stand on my own. I didn't feel like I could do it, but I never told my family and stuff like that. I just kind of hid it, and I couldn't hide it no more. My hair is falling out. I had got it cut twice. It was taking a toll. Like some people stress and lose weight. I stressed and I lost my hair, and I gained weight and acne, and you know, and I felt how I felt is how I looked. It showed like no other. So it was just all kind of little stuff that you stop caring because you don't care. You feel like nobody else cares, and that's not true at all. Like I said, everybody's situation is different, and some people do generally just have messed up families, like bruh. But man, I can sit and talk about it now, but before you couldn't get me to say anything, you know. Because I was just more like, oh, it'll be okay kind of thing. That's never okay. Never okay. And I wanted to be an example for my kids. Like, you ain't finna, not me. So I started to fight back. You know, I couldn't. Oh, I get choked up a lot. I couldn't. I couldn't lay there and take it anymore. And I wasn't going to let him keep doing it in front of them like I was nothing. And they're crying, you know, get off my mom. I wasn't going to let them see me sitting there like that. Because I'm like, man, what kind of mom am I that I can't even protect myself, and let alone them, and I'm letting them see me like this, and I'm hurting, and I'm crying, and I want to leave. I just don't know how. I didn't. I was just tired, and when you tired, you'll know. You will know when you had enough. You really, really will. You really will. Because like I said, there's a lot of times I left and I came back, and a lot of back and forth. But people going to judge you regardless, you know, because it's not them. So they're like, oh, okay, whatever. And it's just like, behind closed doors, you fighting for your life. Like, it may not have been every day, but when it happens, it's there. And it's like, that's like fighting somebody who can't fight. Like, you're what are you doing? You know they can't fight, that's why you run here hitting on them. When a man shows up, you don't want to do nothing. Right. So I don't know, I just, you know, just wish there was someone to listen, you know, earlier on. I met amazing people after, but I wish there was someone there earlier, you know, that I could have said. I wish I would have said something earlier. And I'm goofy, I'm outgoing, I'm, you know, creative, crazy, cool, TV, okay. Now, but before, no, you couldn't get me to nothing. Like nothing. Like it makes me smile now because I love myself enough to want better and to have better. Man, I don't never want to be back there how I was. I don't never want to be that again, ever. And now I'm like, I'm a mother. Like, I wish you would. So, man, it's amazing to feel this way, to care about yourself, to feel like, who's bad? Okay, Trina. So, but it took a long time to get like this. A long time to get like this. So I'm happy I'm here. I'm happy I'm where it's at. I mean, hey. But man, I know somebody out there is going through it, and I want you to know I love you. I love you. I know you're reading this video on the night and you're crying and you're scared. You're scared out of your mind. But nobody tells you they love you. I love you. You could be all the way in another state. I'm sitting out. Love all the way out there. So, man, you're loved. You're loved, and it will be okay. It will. So everything ain't gonna be, the grass is not green on the other side, and it ain't greener on where you at. So might as well go on and get rid of that. But I don't know. I'm happy now. Like I said, it'll choke me up. Like when I sit and think about how far I've came, it messes with me. Like, but now I go hard. Like, you finna what? Okay. I'm like, no, So it's better now. It's good. Blah. It's better now. I'm doing better now, but man, I never could get up and tell my story. And my counselor, well, who wants to? One thing that messed me up was at Whole Pregnancy, they have these classes on Thursdays where you have moms and people that are just like you. And oh, geez, I'm always crying. I don't cry by myself. I never raised my hand. Never want to say nothing. Like, I ain't got nothing to say. I'm just here, But for me to sit there and I never had nothing to say, when I opened up my mouth and I said, what was going on, or giving examples and stuff like that. Oh my God. 4 or 5 other people felt that same way. And no one, said nothing. But that same hurt was in this room with these same people. It was like, dang, how many people felt how I felt, and they had never opened up their mouth like I did it. You're pregnant and alone, and you feel like the world's on your shoulders, and somebody beside you is dealing with the exact same thing, and they scared to talk. Man, I told my story and my truth, and several other people in the room felt that because it was them. And I'm sitting here thinking, no, it's just me. This only happening to me. And why me? Why I don't have the courage to walk away? Why I feel like nobody cares and nobody loved me to come save me from this. And I look over in the room, and these other people have tears in their eyes because I am them and they are me. But we're all too scared to say something. I related with them on so many levels. And because I came on Thursdays walking, they prayed for me and told me that it was going to be okay. So it was real. It's real. And I never thought, man, don't pick on me. I don't want to talk. I'm just here. You know, if you go on Thursdays, you win free baby bucks. You win clothes for your baby. And you get to pick it from the room and stuff that they have. So I was just trying to get free stuff for my baby. I figured I would go and attend, but I figured I wouldn't say nothing and, you know, just interact just a little. But that is the most silent I have ever heard the room. You know, there's a lot of people out there that doesn't feel loved and you're underappreciated and your body goes through so much trying to have a kid, and all of it takes a toll on you. So to look up and hear those silent cries, I knew, you know, somebody felt me. Somebody in here is me. And I don't want to lose my life by not saying nothing. That being there, you know, it told me a lot. It really did. But those people are amazing. They're here and they're there to help you. All those resources, you know, try to go out and learn your bus schedule if you don't have a car. Do all these different things to try to get to know familiar where you are, just in case you have to move on another side of town. So, man, I didn't think I could do it. But I mean, I did. It was tough, but I did it. I'm that. I'm that. So, man, but it was crazy. It was tough too. I ain't gonna lie. It was tough as heck. But this story time is all like kind of off topic, but kind of on topic. Now I'm talking off topic, but it was, man, I done been through some things, but I'm happy now. I'm so happy to be free. I'm so happy. And you know, if you watching this video, this is for you, my number one. Okay, I mean, so you got this. It's gonna be tough right now, but you got this. You got this. So I'm just here to send words of encouragement. My story time they got all looped off. I'm such a crybaby, y'all. Excuse me. But I know people are like, ooh, she tried to get an abortion. You got so many thoughts running through your head when you find out you're pregnant. You just like, what? You know, like first of all, some of us, you know, live real life. You shouldn't have been in there doing what you was doing. You wouldn't have this, but you're gonna need to deal with your consequences. So, gotta get a job, gotta do what you gotta do. You take the easy way out, but you know, it just all depends on who you are and if you know your strength. I knew my strength. I got that. You know, I can take on so much and still be, you know, okay. I believed in myself, but back then I didn't. I didn't have, I didn't know where the belief was gonna come from. But man, it's probably a lot of people that out here just, you know, don't not say nothing. Say something. But don't hop in relationship after relationship after relationship trying to mend something that some people need to spend time by themselves. But I don't watch the news. I don't believe in the news. I believe it's, you know, fake news and stuff like that, because there are real life issues going on. And why y'all don't say nothing about those? Okay. Why people watch these celebrities like you live like them. First of all, we don't got the same money. Second of all, we work real jobs. Not saying they don't have real jobs, but we don't. We do normal people, like we regular people. You know, so. But that's all I wanted to come over here and say. You know, be you. Please subscribe to Creative, Crazy, Cool TV. You know, I do all kind of stuff on here. I do art, different art, all kind of stuff with my kids. I talk. I'm here to listen. You know, I'm just a regular girl. I'm not trying to be, oh no, whatever. I'm just a regular girl. And if you want to email me, you want to talk to me, you want to go with me, you can, you know, for real. But please like, comment, and subscribe. And even if you got something bad to say, I mean, hey, it ain't you. It ain't your story. It ain't your situation. So, I mean, it is what it is. But like, comment, subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up. And I'm out. Let's go eat some. I'm kind of hungry.